What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we got some oddly good news. We got some actual good news. I want to give you some economic updates, talk about a little bit of stimulus and what's going on with that. I want to talk about what the plan is really for the Senate's gun control plan moving forward, because some people say the Senate's going to get on it. Other people are saying, no, it's going to wait. So I want to fill you in on what's actually happening there. We're also going to talk about the food shortages, what we are seeing moving forward, how we have some good news there, and we also have some bad news for people that love sugar. So let's get into the update for today. All I ask is if you can spend 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's get right into it. So here's some of the oddly good news. First, experts say that gas prices have gone so high for so long that we are now seeing demand destruction ahead of a very busy travel weekend. Some say that is great news. We also know that according to the Congressional Budget Office, they say that inflation has topped out and it is going to cool to just 2% by 2024. Okay, that is more good news as well. They also say that they believe the Federal Reserve will be able to slowly raise interest rates without causing a recession. Again, more good news. We are also hearing that Democrats have set a new timeline for Senator Joe Manchin regarding stimulus. And what they are saying is it is now not going to be July 4th. It is going to be the beginning of their August recess. They say this for one simple reason. If Democrats, especially Senate Democrats, can agree to pass certain pieces of legislation and they can start negotiating all that stuff before, so pretty much in June, right, over the next month, what they're saying is by August, beginning of August, so get about 2 months of negotiations in, what could happen is the negotiations would be done. Then over their August recess, a month-long recess, then legislation can be written. They can vote on the bill sometime in September. And then before the election, this entire thing would pass. But again, it makes it very difficult because this would have to pass right before the election. The problem there is some lawmakers may not want to go on record to vote yes or no for a bill that close to an election. So we will see what happens there. But that is just one of the major issues right now that Americans want action on. But there's more. Here's one of the biggest issues that Americans have right now is guns. And again, it's all because of what has happened this week. Okay, the major crisis that we face is that some people want to strengthen background checks. Others want full-on gun control. Some lawmakers even say that this can't be changed due to our Second Amendment rights. But here's what's actually happening. Okay? Let me just break this down. Senator Schumer had plans yesterday to clear a way for votes on 2 bills that would actually expand criminal background checks. And one would have expanded the background checks for online buyers and buyers at gun shows, which right now they don't really have. The other bill would increase the waiting period for gun buyers flagged by instant background checks. So instead of you go through an instant background check, it's like, okay, you're cleared or no, you got to wait a couple days. No, this would just extend the days. So you would have to wait a little bit longer. Now, yesterday, so this was the whole plan yesterday, is that they were going to clear a way for votes on these 2 bills yesterday. Well, after this, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer stated that although many people want to see the Senate quickly vote on sensible gun safety legislation, this is likely going to have to wait. He stated that some senators want to show the American people which side of the discussions their state senator is on, but Senator Schumer stated that the American people already know this. And he said, and I quote, "I'm symptomatic to that. And I believe that accountability votes are important. But sadly, this isn't a case of the American people not knowing where their senators stand. They know. They know because my Republican colleagues are perfectly clear on this. Crystal clear. But here's my question to you. Do you know which side of the discussion your state senator stands? Most people don't. Because when I saw this quote from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, I went into the comments and looked. And a lot of people said they had no clue whether their state senator was for it or against it. They didn't know. So let me ask you this. Do you know which side of the discussion your state senator stands? Again, most people don't. Now, the American people's Second Amendment rights, gun control, background checks, and so much more are going to be the focus of a lot of discussions moving forward. We know this, right? It's nothing new. We see a major shooting, and this is one of the deadliest shootings since Sandy Hook. Once we start seeing these, then more people start to discuss it. There's probably going to be protests. We know that. But, and even though this is going to be one of the major discussions moving forward, some people still argue that gun violence has increased due to the fact that stresses on American people are going through the roof. More people are stressed out. They're anxious, their anxiety, everything is just built up. And that if costs weren't so high for gas, food, rent, and everything, people could deal with everyday problems. But that's what they're saying is the issue. Honestly, this could be. Who knows when costs will eventually go down? Who knows when gas prices are going to drop? Who knows when food prices are going to drop? We don't know. But here's what I do know. What I know is that President Biden is considering a gasoline export limit. This is one of the things he's planning, okay? And here's what's going to happen. If this happens, prices would go down on fuel. That would be great. When fuel prices go down, food prices are going to moderate. Everything that we consume and use will decrease in price over time. We know that. But one of the things that is stopping President Biden from doing this is the fact that we are sending oil. We're sending fuel to other countries. Okay? So the fact that we are helping Europe reduce its dependence on Russian oil, that's the big holdup. So again, President Biden is coming to the aid of Europe and other countries. But other countries, as they're getting prioritized, the American people are getting screwed. So we aren't really being taken into account on this. And that's a huge issue. Okay? So we're going to see what happens there. But here's the next big thing. And I really want to touch on this because I said this a couple weeks ago that we're going to see more shortages. And that's what I want to talk about now. Because one of the other major issues that the American people are being faced with is a food shortage. We're going to see this. We already are seeing it, but it's going to actually get bigger. According to multiple fertilizer makers, they say that the entire world faces a food supply crisis. And according to the CEO of Yara International, they say, and I quote, "The world has realized that food can be a weapon, and it is being currently used." That's exactly what's going on. Because guess what? Let's say there's food coming out of any country really. It's like, okay, well, if you want our coffee, then we need your oil, right? Or you want us to help you with our military. Well, you need to give us oil, right? Food is the exact same thing, right? We need oil to produce food. That's an issue. Well, it's not only that though. It's not only people weaponizing food and that, okay, if you want this, you got to give us something in return. It's not only that. Some countries are actually putting into place export bans. Just like we are considering limiting exporting oil, other countries are putting in export bans. This is causing even greater food shortages around the world. And just the other day, on Tuesday, I believe, India said they're going to cap sugar exports at 10 million metric tons, okay, per year, or for the year. That goes through September. That's going to cause a major issue. India has already seen food prices rise by 8.38% on the year, and they're actually wanting to ensure that domestic sugar availability and price stability stays the same. They cannot be limited. So this restriction of sugar actually starts on June 1st. June 1st. So this is going to be a fresh shortage that we will see very soon. So, and just so you know, just give you an idea, India is the second largest producer and exporter of sugar. They're right behind Brazil. Okay? So that is not great news. That's not great news. That we could potentially see a sugar shortage. Do you like sugar? Do you like candy, ice cream, cookies? You like those things? Well, just understand, either we are going to see them be limited, in the near future, or the price is going to go up just because of sugar. So that's just one of the things I wanted to tell you. But here's some good news. When it comes to food, here's some very good news. According to reports, Russia is saying that they will let ships carrying food exports actually leave Ukraine if some sanctions were lifted. That's good news because Ukrainian ports have been blocked since Russia's invasion. More than 20 million metric tons of grain are stuck in Ukraine, which, according to reports, is causing a major global food shortage. Now, this move will be huge, but this also means that sanctions must be lifted, which as of right now, honestly, are not clear if countries are even willing to do that. But according to ING Economics, they say Ukraine accounts for 12% of global wheat exports, 17% of global corn exports. It's also the world's largest sunflower oil exporter. That's what we're being told. All right? So here's what I can tell you. The good news is there are changes coming. As to what those changes are going to be, honestly, we don't know 100% just yet. But as we get more information, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.